Hey, ¿qué pasa, bandita? Soy GatoPlays y estamos en un video más reaccionando a Death Battle. Esta vez Akuma vs Shao Kahn. La verdad no me interesa mucho, pero me gustaría que gane Akuma, la verdad. Vamos a ver qué tal sale y esperemos obviamente tener una pelea chingona. Una pelea chingona. Voy a poner esto en 1080. Ahí está, perfecto. Creo que se escucha bien, ¿no? Pongan el dinosaurio Poxy, se escucha bien.
Shao Kahn, conqueror of Mortal Kombat.
Ah, ok.
Today we'll find out which final boss reigns supreme. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And
Qué buenos sprites en Street Fighter, por cierto. Me maman.
who would win a death battle.
Ok.
Is the Japanese
Akuma God.
for
Akuma
heaven,
God.
symbolic of the infinite sky above and the one who stands before it. And the last thing you'll ever see when
Creo que Street Fighter nunca le ha ganado un combate a Mortal Kombat. Entonces, sí me gustaría que ganaran esta vez. Y se chingó el papá de Ryu. Qué mamón.
Martial arts are all about meditation and being zen and all that other boring shit. Well, Ansatsuken ain't like the other guys. It combines judo, kenpo, and karate into a
Muy agresivo el arte marcial, ¿no?
murdering your opponent as fast as possible. Hell yeah. Unfortunately, the brothers' views on their training greatly differ. Goken rejected the violent methodology of the Ansatsuken, leaving to develop
Muy típico eso, ¿no? De los discípulos que se separan, güey. Uno por el camino del mal.
Clearly needed less assassination. Good thing Akuma was all about the real deal. He got so hardcore he started training to embrace the biggest
Qué grande, qué grande.
secret out there. The Satsui no Hado. Ever present, ever malicious, this is a manifestation of literal killing intent. Only Gotetsu had ever mastered this dark power.
Okay.
So it's like the dark side of the force, but with karate? No, but sure.
Me da risa eso. Satsui no Hado. Ok, mira Goku. Madre mía. Madre mía.
More like winners. Akuma got so good he challenged his master and killed him Sith style. With his ex-master's beads around his neck, he declared himself the new master of the Satsui no Hado. Obviously, this destroyed his relationship with Goku.
Sí, güey. Se chingó a su maestro, la verga.
Irreparably torn apart. But who cares when Akuma's perfected all the abilities of an overpowered Shoto character and then some. He can rain down Go Hadoukens, teleport with the Ashura Senku, and take your
Un personaje Shoto es como Ryu, que tiene un proyectil, algo para acercarse. Algo así, pues. Ryu, Ken, Akuma.
With all this power, Akuma is among the toughest Street Fighters out there. Which says a lot.
Dijo Mongos.
Kahn could loop himself up with enough oil to, get this, launch E Honda into orbit to headbutt a giant meteor into smithereens. Well, there's only one way to figure out the TNT of that.
Okay.
The oil whiz, get ready to launch.
That's okay. I've already done the math.
Qué random, güey, qué pedo.
Oh, can we still do it though? Fine. But did you know Akuma's also traded blows with some of the folks from Final Fight? I guess they're Street Fighters too.
Okay.
And the macho mayor Mike Hagar can pile drive people so hard.
Oh, sí se lo contaron,
you
¿no?
can see from space.
Eso es país, ¿no? Entonces. Teratones, sí. Se hace que sí es país. Ok, multicontinental ahora. Pues sí se lo contaron, banda. Ahora depende si a Shao Kahn le escalan con los dioses, ¿no? En teoría.
AKA the Raging Demon. With this,
Épico.
Akuma gives in to his killing intent, targeting a person's soul and killing their spirit with the weight of their sins. There is only one known way to survive it, emptying your own soul from your body. Fortunately, Goku knew exactly how to do that. Speaking of souls, this guy Nakali once tried to take Akuma's by devouring him, but not being into vor, Akuma just blew him up instead.
A la verga.
Defeating an opponent takes less effort than smacking a baby. No, not that Akuma would ever do that. No, I'm serious, he never would, because despite the whole zero compassion thing, he has a weird...
Derrota a Ryu en
It's not
Bison.
compassion at all. To Akuma,
y otros que no
fighting
conozco.
is a sort of religion, and respecting the art is more important than anything. He'll spare those with an unfair disadvantage, and those whom he deems respects martial arts like him and can improve. In this way, he sort of became an unwanted mentor for Goken's student Ryu.
Hey, he's not a
Ojito.
total killjoy. He did befriend Elena. Well, more like Elena befriended him, but whatever.
But should you disrespect the art of fighting,
Qué buena
Akuma
chuleta,
will
por cierto.
hesitate to murder you as disrespectfully as possible.
Like when he jumped that a-hole and Bison so fast he killed him in one shot. And Bison was quick enough to tag this satellite laser beam.
Following the beam speed
Okay.
at this angle, we can determine it was moving well over 5,000 times the speed of sound.
But even with all that power, Akuma knew
¿Qué
he'd
es eso?
never be at his best until he
¿Hipersónico?
mastered the Satsui no Hado and become Akuma Blanco. Shin Akuma.
Akuma Blanco,
As
what the
Shin
fuck?
Akuma,
Akuma el
he possesses full
instinto.
control over the dark art, using it to its fullest extent.
Only Gotetsu had ever mastered the Hado like this, because doing it is not just super difficult, but super dangerous.
Right. The Satsui no Hado isn't just a form of energy, it is a sentient entity, striving to push those who connect
¿Entidad?
with it to fully commit to their rage. For when they do, they are no longer themselves. They become the Satsui no Hado itself.
Ok,
Yeah, but when he tried to take
como
over
que toma
Ryu,
control
it
de
made
ellos
him as
entonces.
its own evil person, Kage. Akuma truly believes the Hado is his best chance at becoming the ultimate world warrior, but he also knows that if he's not careful, he could lose himself to it.
And
Okay.
when it does, the Hado will take his body and become the awesome, demonic Oni.
El Oni, el Oni.
Super powerful. Oni's got all sorts of new moves and can easily overpower pretty much any other Street Fighter.
In Japanese folklore, Oni are yokai, or demons, that spawn from the souls of the wicked upon death. However,
Okay.
in some legends, the most evil of humans can actually transform while still alive. Such as Shuten Doji, a drunken
¿Por qué
monk
explican eso?
who, to malice, became an Oni and was so powerful he could not die, even after he was decapitated.
Not so different from this big bad blue boy. But hey, Akuma hasn't lost himself to the dark side
Okay.
of the Hado yet. The dude split apart
Clases de japonés
taking a
con-
leisurely trip to the bottom of the ocean and
con Death Battle.
leaped into the land above the clouds. He just jumped and he was there.
Ah,
Forget
ok.
standing before heaven. This
Solo
dude
saltó.
straight up flies above it.
Akuma's lust for battle will likely never be sated, but his chosen path has been set. He will either be the world's deadliest man or its bleakest failure. Until then, he will never stop searching for a foe who can challenge the might of his Satsui no Hado.
Ok, pues al parecer es como multicontinental hipersónico. Supongo.
The realm of Outworld is a twisted, barren wasteland where only the strong survive.
Ya empezó Mortal Kombat, banda, duérmanse.
My list of places to go when I retire, and it's all thanks to the
Es cierto.
tyrannical ruler Shao Kahn.
Thousands of years ago, Shao Kahn was an advisor to the Dragon King, Onaga.
Until Onaga
El
took a
Onaga.
permanent nap when Kahn poisoned
Era
him
importante,
and
creo, no
claimed
sé.
the
Muchos se
throne.
emocionaron.
Now that's what I call climbing the political ladder.
With an army of demonic Tarkatans and four-armed Shokans at his beck and call, Shao Kahn began conquering and merging other realms with Outworld, including the once idyllic paradise of Eden.
Uy,
After
chuletón.
which he hooked
El,
up with the Dania's queen, Sindel, but his
el chuletón de Shao está mejor que el de Akuma,
crafty bastard
siendo
also
sinceros.
picked
Ahí sí
up
le
a
gana,
ton
güey.
of awesome power.
Toma agüita.
Kahn is a deceptive leader who isn't afraid to resort to, quite frankly, dickish methods to achieve his devious goals.
He's basically a wrestling heel in the form of an otherworldly invader, right down to dressing like a male stripper.
Oh,
And
qué-
despite living on a completely
Un
different plane of
stripper.
existence,
Sí parece
he's
stripper,
somehow
güey, ahora que lo
mastered
pienso.
two Chinese martial arts, Daizu and Liu Wei, both of which prioritize fast and aggressive strikes to overwhelm opponents.
But Khan's real bread and butter is his mastery
¿Saben
of
por qué va a perder
magic.
Shao,
He can
güey?
shoot
Porque usa
fireballs,
capa.
create portals, make you his
Lo van a
token
ahorcar
and
con la
kill
capa,
you,
güey.
bounce projectiles back
No
to
aprendió de
center,
Los Increíbles.
and conjure his signature hammer whenever he wants.
With his Wrath Hammer, Khan can crush even the strongest combatants
With a K!
to pieces with his brutal fatalities. But perhaps his most iconic ability is taking souls.
With just a wave of his hand, he can dine on some fine soul food, courtesy of whatever sap crossed his path.
Khan went far with these abilities.
Según me dijeron, Akuma sí resiste eso del pinche alma, güey.
Entonces,
Entonces,
Earth.
Creo que no me debería preocupar.
His forces had to rack up enough wins in. Hit the music, Wiz.
We don't have the licensing
Música.
rights.
Mortal Kombat! Do, 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 do. I'ma stop
El
that
remix,
film
¿eh?
soon.
Outworld almost had the 10 consecutive wins needed to merge with Earth.
But the goody two-shoes monk Liu Kang just had to ruin it all. But Khan just said, screw it, and invaded Earth anyway.
The moment Khan set foot on Earth, he stole the souls of nearly
No aguanto
every
vara.
human being on the planet.
Then physically merged Earth Realm and Outworld into one big melting pot of conquest.
The
Ok.
exact meaning of merging realms is a little vague, but from Mortal Kombat 3's intro, we do know that it transforms the planet into part of Outworld itself. But even when he's not literally folding worlds together, Khan is always a threat to behold, far superior to most of the other combatants.
He's a cocky asshole, but damn, he sure knows how to get stuff done.
Ok.
One-shotted Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade, survived being impaled, broke Kotal Khan's back, and has consistently surpassed the likes of the Thunder God, Raiden.
Oh, being all thundery is as fast as lightning. Khan could even hold his own when Raiden held the power of all the Elder Gods.
For context, the Elder God is Cetrion,
creo que
to go as
llamamos
large as
Akuma.
the planet and fire this hyper-fast laser, which, comparing its speed to the curvature of the Earth, can smite mortals at 2% the speed of light.
Oh, you know you're a big shot when actual gods think you're a pain. Look at him go!
Don't mistake powerful with
Creo que
invincible.
mamá Akuma,
Khan's
güey.
might is only matched by his arrogance.
Yeah, he really does love to hear himself talk, even when it leaves him totally open. I guess he doesn't consider the consequences of his constant taunting.
Is that your best?
I thought it was funny.
You suck.
Moving on. Even if it can get better at this, Khan has proven his arrogance isn't
Qué malos
completely
chistes, eh.
unfounded. After ages of conflict, all of the combatants fought in a final clash of good versus evil.
And Khan emerged as the last man standing.
It was there that he defeated Blaze, an all-powerful elemental who threatened every realm in existence.
Luckily for the good guys, Raiden had a way to basically go back in time and try to stop Khan from winning in the first place.
Ah,
That's
qué
right,
mamada de
Khan was
final,
such a
güey.
big threat. The only way to beat him was a complete do-over.
And even with that victory now a non-existent memory, Shao Kahn will never relent. Even death has never stopped this conqueror from his ultimate quest to rule everything.
Pues está bastante mamado, eh.
Vacate my throne, or I'll soak these sands with your blood.
Está bastante mamado.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all
Bueno.
possibilities.
It's time for a
Death Battle. No. Ahí está. Yo creo que va a ganar Shao. Supongo que eso de combinar físicamente los mundos dará planetario, supongo. Es más rápido. No veo a Akuma ganando. Me gustaría la verdad, pero creo que va a ganar Shao, creo. Dale, Akuma. Todavía te tengo fe. Oh, ¿qué le ponen banda a mi calaca? Gracias por el follow.
I only seek your life.
Ok, lo del sneak peek, ¿no? Casualón. Ok. Ahí está, ¿no? Yo y ahora sí. Empieza lo chido, a ver. Sorpréndeme, Death Battle. Bueno. El escenario está medio feo, ¿no? Uy, qué buen vergazo, güey.
Is that your best? Weak, pathetic.
Ok. Ya sacó el Akuma Kun. El Akuma. Uy. Nunca faltan los X-Ray.
Your soul is mine.
La resiste, ¿no?
Satsui no Hado is mine.
Ok. ¿Ya sacó el Oni? Ya sacó el Oni. Ay, padre. Ay, padre, creo que va a perder. Oh, la lanza. La cara. Debo decir. Bueno, sobrevive eso en teoría, ¿no? A la verga. ¿Akuma? No, vale verga. Ya mamó. ¡Au! ¡Oh! ¡Oh! Pues no tan perfecta, güey. Tienes un pinche hoyo.
Now that's what I call a fatality.
No me gustó la pelea, ¿eh?
Akuma was a unique
Está,
challenge.
soy yo, estuvo medio aburrida.
Like how he resisted Nakali suggests Kahn couldn't have just yanked his soul away so easy.
And Akuma's level of power was nothing to scoff at either.
Pero la muerte estuvo chingona.
His biggest hits were way stronger than you'd think, blasting apart meteors and making explosions seen from space. But Kahn survived blasts from beings even more powerful than that, like the Elder Gods, who can grow to the size of planets. And
Come
remember
on.
Blaze? He could destroy all the realms, and even did in one of his endings.
And while Blaze's story ending isn't canon to the Mortal Kombat universe in and of itself, it is still an example of what could happen in canon.
Simón.
Kahn whooped that red hot ass.
While we do not have an exact time frame for Blaze's destruction of the realms, destroying Earthrealm alone would require at least overcoming Earth's gravitational binding energy, or about 47.8
¿Zetatones?
zetatons of TNT.
¿Cuánto es esa madre, güey?
100 million times the power of the Teraton explosion from Akuma's lineup.
And keep in mind, when Kahn merges realms, he is literally morphing an entire planet into Outworld itself. This means it makes sense he could defeat Blaze, because he already commands a similar level of power.
But I know what you're thinking. What about the Raging Demon, Akuma's awesome finishing move? Shao Kahn has racked up more than enough sin in his time for it to totally murder his soul.
There was always a possibility that Akuma would get a lucky hit in with the Shungoku Satsu. However,
Sí,
given
ma, pero
Kahn's
es más
keep up
rápido,
with
güey.
the likes of Elder Gods and their space lasers, he could certainly keep pace with Akuma.
And sure, Khan's an arrogant son of a bitch.
No le daba el
He
speed.
knows when to get serious. If his arrogance was that big of an issue, he wouldn't have conquered so many realms.
Both Akuma and Kahn were among the best of the best in their respective worlds, but this
Pues,
match ultimately came
siendo
down
sincero,
to
estuvo
who
culerón el episodio, ¿no? A mí no me gustó.
Shao Kahn's overwhelming power, mystical abilities, and treacherous strategies were enough to claim this victory.
Muy ZZZ, como dicen los chavos.
The only one who could surpass Akuma.
Pero el next time sí que me interesa. El next time sí que me interesa. Korra, siento que es Korra versus Rey, ¿eh? Siento que es Korra versus Rey, pero quiero que sea contra Delsin. Dime que es contra Delsin. Hola, Ben. ¿Me dices el next time? Korra contra. ¿Contra? ¡No mames, Storm! ¡No! ¡Sacamos el Madending! ¡No! ¿Por qué? ¡Mierda! ¡Qué mamada! Mejor contra Rey. No puedo. No es Boruto. No es Boruto. ¿Por qué contra Storm? Lo cagaron, lo cagaron. La cagaron, la cagaron. No mames. A la verga. Hoy sin duda Dead Barrel murió, banda. Hoy Dead Barrel murió. Ya no quiero nada, güey. Ya no quiero ni madres. Qué mamada, güey. Ay, bueno. Al menos no es Boruto o Yotaro. O no sé qué otro. Ay, sacamos el bad ending, banda, ni modo. Bueno, espero que les haya gustado. No olviden darle like, suscríbanse. Y nos vemos en la siguiente video reacción a la cagada de Korra vs Storm. Bueno, chau chau.